So, Choumali? The commander pushed a manila envelope across the desk to me. The use of paper was a loud indicator of its high-level security. The ship lifts off in 2 years. We need to move before the Chinese do and claim Wolf 1061, the closer planet. Otherwise, the journey will take 24 light-years to Gliese 667 instead of 14. Getting to Wolf 1061 first will save us 150 years. Say yes to this mission, and you'll be a heroine, lauded and worshipped until you go. Am I being ordered? No, it's an offer. There are disadvantages, apart from the obvious ones of living the rest of your life on the ship. The Nippon Maru lost half its population in transit, so reproduction will be strictly controlled on the Britannia. During the voyage, you will be inseminated with 2 children from 2 different fathers. That shook me. I'd never thought of having children. This was a huge opportunity, though. What would Mum think? She needed me. I looked the commander in the eyes as I pushed the envelope back to him. My father is dead. There's only me and my mother. I can't leave her. She will be compensated handsomely for your pioneering spirit. She will receive 5 million new pounds a year for the rest of her life. My breath left me for a moment. 5 million a year. Then I pulled myself together. Is that how much a human being is worth? If that human being is you, then yes. Then why aren't I being paid more now? I said, deliberately baiting him to give myself time to think. Would 5 million a year be compensation enough for losing me? I'd have to ask Mum about it. Because, right now, you're not a representative of His Majesty's Royal Army on a generation ship headed to Wolf 1061. You're just an infantry corporal with a bright career ahead of you. I only half listened to his reply. I was thinking of my mother's reaction. More importantly, did I want to go? The reply came thundering through the core of my being. Hell yeah! I need to speak to my mother about it, I said. The commander waved one hand over the envelope. There's a week's leave for you in there. How many other soldiers on the base are you offering this to? If too many of us accept, will you make us compete for places? You're the only one on the base, Choumali. We're being extremely selective in this first round. The second round may be more competitive. I felt a quick rush of concern that the army knew my secret, but the commander wasn't projecting the edginess that most people did in the presence of a telepath. He didn't know. I picked up the manila envelope and stood. I'll let you know in a week, sir. Thank you for the offer. He rose and held his hand out, and I shook it, dazed at the suddenness of the whole thing. I'm honored to offer this to you, Corporal Choumali. You, and other young people like you, are the hope for Euroter's future. Do us proud. The train thundered out of the tunnel, and the wind slammed into the side of my carriage. Rain gushed down the windows, and people changed to drier seats as it entered the carriage through the degraded seals. Mist poured out of the ceiling vents as the air-conditioning system fought the increased heat and humidity. The rails ran on a causeway through what had once been the green centre of England, but was now the sea. Mum lived in a small village halfway up the mountains of Old Wales, where people struggled to maintain a subsistence lifestyle. My salary helped her to retain comforts most of her neighbours couldn't afford. I rested my head on the rattling window and thought about what she could do with 5 million new pounds a year. She could pay for the paperwork to live with our extended family on that. China was rich and green where the land was above water. Mum could follow her heart and help support her sisters and their children and never have to worry about food again. And I'd be travelling to the stars. I would never see the end of the journey, but my great-great-something grandchildren would have a whole new pristine planet to live on. I fingered my bag containing the envelope. Of course, if Mum didn't want me to go, I wouldn't. I glanced out the window and saw my mother's eyes in my reflection. My eyes, with their epicanthic fold, were the only Asian part of me. The rest was 100% my African heritage dad. He was tall, lean, and muscular, with dark skin, a wide nose, and full mouth.